Hello, hello, hello. Sir David the Bard. I'm coming to you from Kangaroo City, and I'm starting up a Hyundai dealership down here. Uh, I'm so spoiled. It couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. I'm telling you that right now. I've been down in the mud, and the blood, and the beer. And beer for my horses. They didn't give the beer to the horses, they gave the beer to me. Anyway, I'm not trying to sell you my Hyundai. I'm just telling you, every damn day that I drive it, I've had it for 2 months, I learned that it does new tricks. And I love it. You know, it's like a wife. If you marry someone and the relationships gets better and better with time, that's a good decision. That's a good decision. But if you marry someone and you go, well, maybe I can tolerate this and that, after a few years you go, I ain't tolerating that shit no more. And out the door you go. Anyway, there's a couple things I discovered. I called in. Now this car has like a Bluetooth, but it calls the Hyundai Bluetooth, BlueLink. I used to have a Cadillac and other cars that had OnStar on them, and they're fun. The OnStar system is really fun, but now you got navigation. How much do you need OnStar? But anyway, this one has like OnStar on it. It has 2 phone numbers. One of them you can call and say, I'm screwed up. I'm totally screwed up. Fix me. And they do. Now, this car, you can start from anywhere in the world. You take that to a cell phone, it's got an app on it. You can lock the car, you can unlock the car, you can start the car, and you can make all the lights blink on it, like someone's trying to steal it, I guess. And also, you can push a button there on the same service and schedule any appointment. And I did yesterday. I've had it 2 months. I've got 10,000 miles. I've been living in it. Living large. So anyway, I got a note on my dashboard the other day. Usually it's from the Mormons that say, fuck you, but they leave me alone now. And the note on the electronic dashboard said, you're due for an oil change, and we can set an appointment up for you. So I said, okay, set it up. They did. I went in, they did, and I'm out. They tracked the mileage on the car. It came up on my computer at home even, and it said, you know, you got 10,000 miles there, maybe you ought to change the oil. I know, okay, I didn't know you were spying on me, but they do. Now the car also will speak if you have an accident. I think the first thing it says is, you stupid shit. You're too old to be driving. I think those are the first 2 sentences that come out. But then it calls the police department, tells them the exact location of the car, and I guess the severity of the accident. And so it's being tracked all the time. And so if anyone steals this car within 2 or 3 miles, the police can track the car, and the car has a button that the police push, and the engine shuts off. Then the guy gets out and runs, and I guess the police go and get him. That's cool shit. That's cool. Now it has radar when I'm backing up. It doesn't work over 50 miles an hour. I found that out the other day. Anyway, it has side radar. So if you're backing out and you can't see to the left or to the right, you know how cars can come in there. This one looks down there for you. And the other day, you know, it said, Bard, watch out, here comes a car. Oh shit, and I stopped. Now, when you use every safety device on a car, you shouldn't be driving. You should not be driving. I have not used the airbag yet, so I figure I'm still qualified. So, anyway, they track the car. You can call it, you can start it in the winter and warm it up, not like that. And it has heated seats, and then I discovered it has air-conditioned seats. Now that's the one I need. That's the, you know, a fart can be very, very hot. It depends on what you've eaten. And I can turn on the air conditioning on my seat and go, oh, it's cool. Now, a black car is a bitch in 100-degree weather. Yesterday it was 97 here in Kangaroo City. The kangaroos were like the Mexicans laying under trees siesta time around 2 o'clock. So anyway, now, it does all these things that I've told you. I don't know what else I'm going to learn. I called them and I said, you know, I want the date on the dashboard. It's got the time on it, but it doesn't have the current date. And I never know what day it is. They said, okay, push the radio button and hold it for 2 seconds. Okay, I can do that one. So, here comes a big clock. It looks like Big Ben. Big clock. And it has right beside it the current time and the current date. And the GPS will still run even if I use that particular picture. So anyway. Now we're learning the GPS. God, she can do anything. She really can. She can do anything. So anyway, now on the steering wheel area, there's these two, I guess they're kind of like a lever or something. And of course, back in my day, you know, if you were going to shift a car, you had a clutch and you had one hand. This damn car, you can shift it 1,000 ways. It's got shifts down here, shifts up. God. Anyway, I said to I don't want to appear stupid and, you know, out of touch with the real world. So I said to my salesman, after I found these handles there, I said, what are these? He said, oh, those are your paddles. I'm not giving away any of my sex life information, but when he said paddles, I had to go into the restroom for a few minutes. I said, okay, they're paddles. And he says, yeah. And I said, well, you know, what do they do? And he says, well, one makes you go faster, one makes you go slower. Oh, okay. So I come out to the car, and I think going down to the city park to try out my paddles was a good idea. Now, like I said, I'm not giving away any of my sexual stuff, except for money. I'll give you signs, tokens, and symbols for money, and any sexual information you want. Well, anyway, I haven't done a lot of paddling, and you know, once I get tied down and you get the whip going, I'll take a little spanking now and then. Anyway, I thought, well, God, this is a paddle, and that's what we use to spank kids with. Maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's something sexual. I got to experiment with, like I do with everything. Pushing buttons and God dang, it just does everything. I said, well, you know, maybe this is a car that will do sexual things. I don't know. The seats have air conditioning on them, so, you know, I remember going to BYU so many times to California, and my wives, they knew how to keep me awake. I could drive 12 hours with no problem at all. Anyway, I decided to get up on the steering wheel there. Now, when you're 300 pounds and you get between the steering wheel and the windshield, you've got your life in your hands. Well, all the kids and the adults at the park were looking at me, and I said, hey, nothing to see here. Don't pay no attention to the man behind the curtain or up on the paddle. So I sit there and I go, it's not doing anything. I said, well, let me do the slow one first, because I don't know. The fast one may hurt me. I don't know. So I turned the key on there. Well, it's a button. And I turn it on, and it still didn't work. So I go over to the fast one and sit on it. It didn't paddle me either. So I called the OnStar, the Blue Link people. And I said, hey, I think we have a defective car here. And they said, well, let us take a run at it. She comes back and she says, no, we just tested 2,000 areas of your car, and they're all in perfect condition. It appears that one or two of the paddles are bent. Oh, shit. They knew I was up on the paddle. God, this company knows everything. And I said, well, it's bent because it doesn't work. He says, what do you mean it doesn't work? You're sitting still. Your engine's not even on. I said, are you hiding behind a tree? How do you know? Well, we know. We have our ways. So it's Big Brother. And I don't like Big Brother, but I do like Big Sister. Always have liked Big Sister. Anyway, I said, well, the paddles don't work. And she says, well, what are you trying to get them to do? And I said, well, what they're designed to do, to paddle me. She says, well, Mr. Bard, I'm not going to get into my sexual fantasies, but I'm going to tell you something right now. A 300-pound man up on a steering wheel, sitting on paddles, probably is grounds for a criminal charge. Don't sit on the paddles anymore. I said, okay, I won't. Now my seat's got like 12 ways you can play with the seat, and Allison is always going up and down, up and down. She gets her head up on the sunroof, then she goes down on the floor. Anyway, the girl says to me, now listen, Bard, those paddles are for when the car is running. I said, hell, that's dangerous, isn't it? Who's going to get up there when the car is running? What if you have an accident? You can't use the seatbelt up there. She said, no. You don't understand. I said, okay, what do they do? She said, well, get in the car and drive along, and I'll show you. I said, okay, this may be interesting. You know how to get paddled. She says, I sure do. Okay, teach me. So we're driving along. She says, now take the left one and click it twice. All right, click the left one twice, and it drops down 2 gears. She says, now take the right one and click it up 2 gears. Click. I said, God dang, that's cool. She says, now, if you want that turbocharge on, just click it down 2 or 3 gears. It's a 6-speed transmission. And kick it down into second or third, and your turbo is on full. So I like that. So when I'm in town, I can just click that. That's right. And I said, well, there's no sexual innuendo to this, is there? She says, well, nothing other than our conversation. You like to be paddled? I go, well, you know, if you're doing it, I probably do. So anyway, I found the 2 paddles now. And I know what they do. And so when someone's screwing with me, I just click down 2 or 3. That turbo comes on, and it's so quiet. You never would suspect this car will outrun almost everything on the road. I had a Dodge Charger in front of me the other day, and I just got on his trunk, and he couldn't get rid of me. Now, it'll go 100 as quick as it'll go 80. And there's no difference. It is so smooth and it is so quiet. It'll go 100. I'm not saying I've been 100. I'm not saying that. I don't break the law. I don't lie. I don't cheat. I don't steal. So anyway, I'm not trying to sell you a Hyundai, but it does a lot of things. It really does a lot of things, and I'm just enjoying the hell out of it. I'm still doing my little shit and piss job with the veterinary people, and I never feel like I'm going to work. I love to get into it. Oh my God, it's got, I forget, 8 Jensen speakers in it. Now I think a stereo in a car with the bass, if the windows vibrate, that's a good stereo. The mirrors, if the mirrors vibrate, that's a good stereo. When the damn doors vibrate, god dang, that's a stereo from the celestial kingdom right there. That's a perfect stereo. And so, you know, I get to listen to the Beach Boys. They don't have the same bass. Allison puts her music on, and I have to listen to that crap. But, you know, she's a teenager, and they have different music. So, anyway, I've enjoyed that very, very much. And now I've learned to also talk to the radio appropriately. Now, one of the things you have to learn about this car, if you scream obscenities at it, the navigation will go, I don't understand. I go, you bastard. God damn you. I'm going to throw you out on the... I don't understand. I go, you bitch. So that's the way I spoke to it the first 2 months. Now I've learned, you know, that I push one button. Everything is one button. Everything is just one button. I say, okay, push the button. Yeah, and she says, talk to me. I said, I'd like to talk to you. I don't understand. I go, oh, wait a minute. I push the button again. Just talk to me. I said, XM, Sirius, channel 69. Okay. And she tunes it right to 69. And I can say, Sirius XM, channel 5. That's the oldies. And so the oldies come right up. And I said, I want something funny. So, you know, it has categories. So you can say funny category, and then you can speak to it. And as long as you're respectful, she, you know, she'll give you what you want. That's the kind of wife I've been looking for right there. She'll give you what you want if you're respectful. So anyway, I can't wait to go to work. I love to go to work. And here's what's funny. Here's what's hilarious. I can't afford this car. I can't. I got an insurance mistake that came in yesterday. And they had Abigail, my 16-year-old, on that turbo. Now, the lizard, when he saw that, he goes, God damn, we're going to have a claim here. So he charges her $1,200 every 6 months. And I call him up and I said, no, lizard, listen to me. I'm the one that's on that turbo. And, oh, that's $53 a month. That's better. So I moved Abigail to cheaper cars, and she's okay. So anyway, now I forgot what I was saying, but that's what, I forget who I am. But at least the date on the dashboard now will tell me what's going on. So it does get pretty decent mileage. Out on the road, it's 30. It gets 30 on the road. In town, it's about 25, and I'm in town, and Mr. Turbo and I are friends. Turbo Tommy is what I call him. Tommy, turn on. Okay. The wheels just burn, and I love it. I love it. This couldn't happen to a better guy, really. I mean, you know, if you're going to go on vacation or you want to enjoy your... Oh, it also has lane notification. If you drift a lane, it'll say, Bart, what the fuck? And I go, oh, shit. I go back. And when you're tired, you know you're tired because you're hitting those lane warnings all the time. When you're up and going and you're young and happy and you know, you got a Coke and a candy bar, you wave at the girls. They don't wave back these days, but well, they didn't wave back when I was a teenager either, so they're consistent. But anyway, if I drift a lane, it'll tell me. And if I hit 2 or 3 lanes within, you know, 2 minutes, I pull over. I go, you know, I don't feel tired, but it's obvious that I am tired. And I don't notice that as much with a car that doesn't have the lane change. So it brakes automatically ahead. It slows itself down according to the speed of the traffic. It has radar in every direction. I have one more report to give to you, okay? It has a doorbell. I don't know what the hell the doorbell is for. Now, this car talks to you all the time. It talks to you. It chimes, has certain sounds, doorbells. That you got to learn what those. And then my radar, it has a different sound. And then my GPS all has a different sound. So, you know, it has about 5 or 7 different sounds. Well, there's a doorbell. And I can't figure out if it's God trying to get in. You're coming with me, and I locked the door. I said, no, let me drive the turbo a little longer. I don't know what it is, and I called the Blue Link people, and we don't know what the hell it is either, so I've got to go to the manual and find out. Now, when we were on vacation out of town, the doorbell didn't ever come on, but when I drive my route, it comes on all the time, so maybe it has something to do with my destinations. And on the computer, it says, I can call and say, previous destinations. Everywhere I've ever been in the world comes up, and you just go down through it, scroll, and if you want to go to Pennsylvania, you just push Pennsylvania, and off you go. Off you go. So anyway, I'm going to update you on the doorbell when I get updated on the doorbell, and if I find any more strange things. It has 2 mileage, what do you call them, when you take a vacation, I can't think of the word right now, you can set the mileage to 0. It has 2 of those, and then it has miles per gallon. This is not totally unusual in other cars, but it will measure every gas tank you've ever filled in the car, and it'll tell you what the mileage was on that gas tank. And it has more information, and I keep thinking to myself when I drive it, this car feeds me so much information. The route is on the navigation. Then the route is on the dashboard too. So I can look down at the dashboard and it'll tell me you're going to turn half a block, 2.2, and I can see it there. So I don't have to be looking over here and having an accident. And then if I don't like my speedometer, which is harder for me to see when I'm older, it has another setting that I can push, and it's digital. It goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so when I set my cruise control at 78 miles an hour, I can see it comes right up on 78. This is the only car that has never deviated on cruise control. If it's set at 78, you can go into outer space and it'll stay at 78. If you go down a 6 or 7% grade, you don't go 71, 73, 72 like my old cars. It goes exactly at 78. So it has all the power, all the brakes, all of the thing, and all I have to do is sit there. And half the time, not half the time, but 3 or 4 times, you know, I've been looking at the girls and waiting, and the car goes like it stops. I go, holy shit, they stopped in front of me. Now, I remember in high school, one of my friends was waving at the girls, and he didn't see the cars in front of him, and he didn't stop. That's a bad rear-end accident. So it saved me 2 or 3 times. The lane changing saves me 2 or 3 times. And if I need anyone to talk to, I just push 2 buttons up there, and one of the buttons will say, what do you want to know, or where do you want to go? And I put up there, I want to know about the paddles. How do you get them to work? Call Blue Link, they'll explain it. So anyway, I found the paddles, and if I come up with anything else, I'm going to report it, because this is the fastest and the neatest car I've ever had. I had a 57 Chevy in high school. It only had a 283 engine in it. It was a little quick, but not. Then I had a Z28 at BYU, and that had a 302 and a Hearst 4-speed. That son of a bitch would go 110, 15. But I'm pretty sure the top speed of this car is truly 160, because I was only in 4th gear at 100, and you know, I still had 2 gears above that, and it's still with the turbocharge, it'll jump up there. So one of these days when I'm suicidal, that's the way I want to go, with Marie Osmond's panties hanging on the antenna, and I'm going 160. Talk about passing on. I'll be passing on. So anyway, pay me, lay me, ail me 3 times. Oh God, hear the words of my mouth 3 times. True order of prayer. Don't cut my throat, don't cut my heart, and don't cut my stomach. And what's the name of the second token of the Melchizedek priesthood? The patriarchal grip, or sure sign of the nail. Health in the navel, marrow in the bones, strength in the loins and sinews, power in the priesthood be upon me and upon my posterity through all generations of time and throughout all eternity. I have several videos, as you might know, and I still have Mormons say that I've been excommunicated. I've resigned. I resigned twice and was rebaptized because I thought I'd made a mistake. The second time I resigned, I knew I had made no mistake. So anyway, I've never been excommunicated. I've never been, well, I got disciplined once, oh God, 25 years ago, in between a divorce. I was in between someone else's legs, and they called me in and go, hey, don't do that shit. Okay, and I didn't. So anyway, this bar is gone.